Good morning, friends. Let's dive into this in the USA. The termination of America's annual depth analysis and description, the Trump's administration's decision to end the US Department of Agriculture USDA marks a significant shift in this report, which has been published annually since across households tracking metrics like access traffic breakdown. The announcement came via November 20th, 2025, starting that the 2024 edition slated for release on October 22 would redirect resources towards more efficient, that is SNAP, benefiting higher earners. Critics, including Democratic lawmakers, out that eliminating the report could hide the real world effects of SNAP reduction, such as increased food insecurity, which historical effects about years have amplified this view, with posts similar to past firings of officials like statistics for unfavorable economic data. For instance, one viral thread highlights how the report options might prevent accurate tracking and job losses and policy changes. From the administration perspective, supporters on X and in conservative circles frame this as a necessary streamlining on self-reported surveys that may inflate numbers, and redirecting funds could bolster programs like schools, lunches, or farmer subsidies. With broader Trump era this data, policymakers, NGOs, and researchers lost a key tool for evidence-based interest and worsened public health outcomes like malnutrition-related diseases. Economically, this could amplify disparity in a polarized era where data discussion linking this to broader fascist tendencies or conversely draining successive insights overall. While proponents see efficiency gains, the dominant narrative in media and social platforms portrayed this as a poverty and inflation. This topic is gaining increasing outrage or support, reflecting deep divisions in public. Annual hunger report policy shift to societal impact. Executive summary on September 20th, 2025. The US Department of Agriculture definition of its long-standing households food security in the United States being overlay politicization and riff with inadequate assistance program SNAP, commonly known just 2.5 months prior statistics, including a political progress, argue that the move occurs rising hunger levels amid these policy changes, echoing broader concern over the federal data. This report examines the policy reasonable, societal ramifications and potential alternatives reported by historical data, visualization and images. Policy shift, background and rational annually since 1995 economic research surveys as tracked food insecurity defined as limited on uncertain access to adequate food due to famine. Using a nationally representative survey of over 41,000, it categorizes households into 4 levels: low and very low food security, with the latter involving disputed eating patterns and reducing intake. The report originated in the 1980s amid debates over hunger under President Reagan and became a cornerstone for evaluating federal nutrition program like SNAP, which served over 41 million people in 2023. The 2024 edition, scheduled for release on October. Final one. Official justification. The USDA cited the report's alleged politicized realities. This aligns with recent actions such as the firing of the Bureau of Labor Commissioner over a rigged jobs report. Proponents argue it streamlines redundant data collections, especially as poverty rates fell slightly to 10.6% in 2024 per census data. Critical perspectives. Kogan of the Center for America Progress without the report tracking the cuts, potentially reversing pandemic era stability becomes challenging. Short one. Trends in US household food insecurity 2010 to 2023. The following showing a post-pandemic rebound and recent uptick. The ERS report. Years mentioned and food security percentage, very low food security percentage, and 2010 14.5 to 17.3 percentage. Insecurity 5.6, 2011 14.9, and 2012 14.52%. 2013 14.3 to 18.6.9%. 2017 11.8%, 15.8%. 2018 11.1%, 14.9%. 2019 10.5%, 14.1%, 4.1%. 2020 10.2, 12.8%, 17.0. 2023 13.5%, 18.0%, 5.1%. Note, increases from 2022 to 2023 were statistically significant for several subgroups, including households. 2023 data will now rely on alternative sources, the woman and economic toll. Discontinuing the report coincides with rising food 13.5% of households in 2023, up 3.2 million from 2014. Children in 13.8 million, hardest 2.2 times the rate for votes. Health and economic consequences, food security issues costing the US healthcare system $130.5 billion annually. It also hampers work areas over suburbs. 11.7% without official tracking. Advocacy groups like Feeding America warn of underreported surges as seen in their 2024 map. The meal gap report showing middle income spikes. Chart 2. Food insecurity by demographic group 2023. Bar chart disparities based on USDA data. Only 58 federal programs like SNAP. Group 1 column group. Food insecurity percentage very low. Food security all households 13.5, 5.1%. With children 17.7%, 6.9%. Hispanic 22.3%, 8.2%. Below poverty line 5%. Urban areas 15.9%, 5.8%. Rural areas 15.4%, 6.0%. Pathway forward, alternatives and recommendations. The terminations creates a data vacuum, but non-federal entities can fill it. 1. NGO-led monitoring. Organizations like Feeding America and Center FRCA produced annual report, e.g. FRCA's hunger map the meal gap, expand funding for these via the local food purchase assistance program set to end the June 2020. Believed. 2. State and local initiatives. States. 3rd. Policy reforms. Reverse SNAP, SNA between healthcare and anti-hunger groups. Congress should legislative independent data oversight to 4th. Technological and communities for real-time hunger mapping and expand. Community Gardens has recommended in FRCA's a plan of action to end hunger. Images. 2. Consistently conceptual emergency care 20%, mental health 10%, loss adapted from root cause coalition data via FRACE. Conclusion. The end of the USDA's hunger report marks a regressive to that risk, invisibilizing the growing crisis affecting motivations. Substantiated by expert critics and historical precedents. Societally, it amplified vulnerable for children, minorities, and low-income families, with economic ripple effects moving forward. Requirement robust alternatives from civil society and policy reversals to restore transparency and equity. Ending hunger demands data as much as dollars. America must not look away. 50 sentences as advice, phrased as questions. 1. Have you considered volunteering at a local food those affected by SNAP cuts? 2. Why not start a community garden to promote self-sufficiency in food production? 3. Could donating non-perishable items to shelter make a difference in combating hidden hunger? Fourth, what if you advocated for state level hunger reports to fill the federal gap? Fifth, have you thought national representatives to demand transparency in food security data? Sixth, why not educate yourself on SNAP eligibility to assist friends or family in need? Seventh, could supporting farmers market feeding America? Ninth, have you explored meal tipping school nutrition program to ensure kids don't go hungry? 11th, could learning about urban farming help reduce reliance on federal aid? 12th, what if you joined online petitions against ending vital reports? 13th, against food assistance? 14th, why not teach financially literacy classes focus community support? 16th, what if you striked over own to raise awareness? 17th, have you thought about writing up ed on the in stocks of ethical food companies to promote sustainability? 19th, could reducing food waste at home inspiring broader initiative on healthy food donations? 21, have you explored apps that connect surplus food in need? 22, why not volunteer for policy think tanks studying poverty? 23rd, could starting a podcast on food initiatives for public dialogue? 24th, what if you supported anti-hunger legislation? 25th, have you considered planting free access? 26th, why not collaborate with schools? Could learning, canning and preserving? 28th, what if you challenging myths about welfare dependency universal basic income to address to poverty? 31, could joining? 32, what if you monitored local surveys? 33, have you explored vegetarian meal option to cut? 35, could supporting immigrant rights ensure access to homes? 36, what if you organized town halls on federal policy? 37, have you considered mentoring at risk youth pantries? 39, could reducing meat consumption help in? 40, what if you volunteered for international hunger relief? 41, have you thought about creating art installation children? 43, could tracking inflation effect on food prices inform advocacy? 44, what if you stated a blog sharing budget? Have you explored grants for community based hunger research? 6, why not challenges media to cover hunger without federal reports? 46, could supporting regenerative agriculture improve? 49, have you considered fasting events to empty? Why not envision a future where hunger is subscribe and comment? This is the imagination photos. Who will be fed? Hunger report terminated. America's hunger crisis. Policy impact forward. Hunger report silenced. America's food crisis. Thank you, friend. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you once again for listening. Thanks.